everyone, it's Stephanie and welcome back to my channel. So today I am here to tell you why you should read the Burning Kingdom series by Tasha Suri. Book 1 is The Jasmine Throne and book 2 is The Oleander Sword. So these are my first Tasha Suri books. She does have a series before this, which I do own, so I'm very much looking forward to reading them. But this series is high epic fantasy, and it's inspired by the history and epics of India, which I absolutely love. The covers are gorgeous. And in this, we follow this trapped princess, Malini, and we also follow a maidservant, Priya, and they end up banding together to save their world from this despotic, dark person who happens to be Malini's brother. And this starts off really dark. It opens with this emperor who punishes his sister, Princess Malini, for not sacrificing herself on the altar for her kingdom. And we also meet Priya, a maidservant to a wealthy family in this world. And through a series of circumstances, she ends up taking care of Princess Malini as she is trapped and held captive. And the story goes from there. And I know that's super kind of vague, but I feel like this is one of those where it's really fun to go through and learn more of the plot as it goes along. It is a slow to medium paced fantasy. It does have moments of like explosive action, but for the most part, it is slow to medium building. And one thing I love about this is the characters. They're so well written and so well developed. And it also follows multiple points of view. We do get Princess Malini and Priya, but we also get other points of view as well, which just added to the world building and the layers, and I really enjoyed that aspect of this book. I really loved Tasha Suri's writing style in both books. Her writing is very smooth and easy to follow, and she has a way of writing that really makes this world just become so vivid and so easy to picture as I'm reading it, and it's just epic and magical and fantastic, and I want to be in this world and experience everything with these characters, and I feel like I did through her writing. This is also a sapphic romance, which I was totally here for. So in the first book, it's not that heavy-handed. We're still learning about the characters and their relationships and watching their relationships grow, but it does become more prevalent in book 2, The Oleander Sword, and I was so here for it, and my heart melted, and I couldn't handle it. But this is not a fantasy romance. Like it's not like Sarah J. Maas or any of those. It's just a fantasy book that has a really great sapphic romance element to it. And just building on the sapphic romance, the characters and the character relationships in this series are so good. They're messy, they're realistic, I feel like they're very organic and relatable. I loved following everything, even when it goes wrong. It's like a train wreck. You kind of don't want to watch it, but then you have to watch it. Your curiosity gets the best of you. It's just fantastic. And I loved the character arcs in this. I feel like these characters get a lot of growth, or maybe not so much growth, depending on which side you're on. And they're very nuanced, which I really, really appreciated. The world building is really cool. At the beginning of the Jasmine Throne, are learning about this disease that's affecting people, and it's kind of sinister and just fascinating. We have different religions in this world, which I find religion fascinating, even though I'm not a religious person. And different religions in fantasy are just so much fun to me. And I loved the way Tasha Suri told us about the world. It's not info dumpy at all. I felt like it was very organic. We learned about it as the characters were learning about it, but it wasn't in a hokey kind of way, if that makes sense. Sometimes in fantasy, it's really heavy-handed when characters talk about the world, just so you know, the readers will learn about it. But this one is very smooth and seamless, and I loved discovering more about the world with the characters and through their interactions between each other and the world around them. I also love the themes she explores through the story and her world building. We have two really strong female protagonists. They're morally gray, they're nuanced, they're flawed, but I love them. We look at rebellion, we look at family, friendship, all the great themes, and it's just so good. And I won't go into what happens in the Oleander Sword. I don't want to spoil anything, but I feel like it built on what the Jasmine Throne did, and I loved it so much. I reread the Jasmine Throne before I started the Oleander Sword, and I really think that benefited me to read them closer together. And the Oleander Sword, I felt like was a little bit faster paced, because we do know the characters, the world has been set up, and so we're just expanding on all of that. And I loved the relationships. There were some action-packed or edge-of-my-seat moments, and I'm really, really looking forward to the next one, because the end of the Oleander Sword ended with something really intense, and I need to know what happens. I need answers. So bad. This is just a new favorite series. I really, really enjoy it. And I'm very much looking forward to reading more of her work. I love her writing style and her use of language and world building to really just convey this really rich, epic fantasy story. It's phenomenal. So definitely check it out if you haven't already. Have you read this? If so, let me know down below. If you'd like to leave an emoji, leave some kind of flower emoji. As always, if you like this video, make sure to click the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button if you'd like. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.